Hello, guten tag, and welcome to Gingerman. Now, I was thinking today, 4 years ago was when I started Gingerman. I didn't even realise it's been 4 years. So I thought, I'll go to somewhere that I went in the early days and I've not been since. And I decided that would be South Queensferry. I'm here right now and it's a Sunday evening, so it's a little bit of a different atmosphere, but I'm excited to walk around. It's busy, it's full of tourists, so hopefully we have a good evening's exploration of South Queensferry. Anyway, let's get stuck in about it. South Queensferry, show me what you got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a can is here to make your day. Gingerman with a can, I'd like to hear you say today.
So I decided to start with the woodland walk side, and I've landed at this extremely insane staircase, kind of reminding me of walking down the Hampden staircase. That there, that's one of the pillars of the rail bridge. This here pillar is part of one of the most iconic bridges in the entire world, and yet this wee part of it is just hidden here in the woods. The first 7 minutes of this episode is just me walking up these stairs. There we go, we're under the rail bridge. This is the best part about summer, is being able to go out at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, have plenty of light, good weather, no wind to film. Ah, wow. This is when the time where I start to miss winter and the cold dark nights, because it gets a bit sweaty at night. Everyone knows what I'm talking about in the UK. You get the sweaty summer nights. I've just dumped the duvet. I've just got like the duvet cover over me. You don't care about my sleeping preferences. You've tuned in to know about South Queensferry. It's a cracking night is what I'm saying. At some point you get an absolute cracking view of the bridges through a gap in the bush. Is this it coming up here? This looks like a nice gap. Here we go, there it is. Wow, ain't that a picture? Here we go, I'll do a bit of fact information sharing with you about the old Forthbridge. It's a cantilever bridge across the Firth of Forth in the east of Scotland. Well, we know that. Completed in 1890, it is considered a symbol of Scotland, having been voted Scotland's greatest man-made wonder in 2016 and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was designed by English engineers Sir John Fowler and Sir Benjamin Baker. It is sometimes referred to as the Forth Rail Bridge. So, construction started on the bridge in 1919. Construction started on the bridge in 1892 and ended in December 1889. That would have been a good Christmas for the builders of the bridge. good present. I hope they got a good bonus. Aye, lots of information here. I'll share some as I go on, because it is probably the most iconic part and feature of South Queensferry. This is one of those amazing little walks that I completely forgot about. 10 minutes from my house. I need to remember to bring Angus across here. He's a bit of a nuisance in the car though, but you'd really enjoy this walk. I can't even remember how far this goes on, but I wanted to kind of get my drone up somewhere not too close to the bridges, in between the two bridges. Also, Taylor Swift's playing in Edinburgh tonight as well, so I don't know what relevance that has to anything actually. Well, I would believe this is the end of the woodland walk here. If you ever want any evidence that Scotland has a drinking problem, well, look no further than South Queensferry. I didn't know there was a big Scotmid in North Queensferry, South Queensferry. I might make that mistake a few times. It's okay if you want to tell me in the comments as well that I've made it. It will just help me get more comments. But anyway, I'm trying to think which way to go for flying the drone. I'm also thinking if this is a new Scotmid. Anyway, let's go up here. Oh, I've never been here before. I guess for a lot of people who aren't from South Queensferry, it's just the fancy front bit, but there's a whole residential side of South Queensferry that I guess you didn't go driving or walking around in. That's a broad church. I was about to say that's St Margaret's, but actually this is St Margaret's here, hidden away by the bush. That over there is, I don't know what that is yet. We go in here. No. Confessions before Vigil and Sunday Mass weekday. Oh. The secrecy of the Catholic Church. I'm not a Catholic, see, so I've not been to Mass. Interesting to know what a Catholic church service is like. Invite me along, I'll come. Right, there's a wee other path that goes along the way I've come into the woodlands on a different path. I'm going to find a drone spot here because I want to get it up before it gets too late. Right, along here, although it looks a bit overgrown. Oh, look at this. This is summer now. Summer is here. I feel like I'm perfectly in between the two bridges. Oh, this is going to be good. Right. Before I get the drone up, I just want to thank my patron legends who, without, I wouldn't be able to go to Scotland and get myself some fruity strawberry water to see me on my way. So thanks guys, yous are legends. Have more. Thank you guys, you are legends. If you want to join the patron legends, get your name in an episode like these guys, link down below. Anyway, let's see what the drone's saying to it. Right, I'm confused because I went up on the drone and I've seen that North Queensferry is absolutely, South Queensferry is absolutely massive, way bigger than I thought. So I thought population probably about 5,000 or 6,000. Oh boy, was I wrong. 1,050 as of 2020. So I don't know if it was the coronavirus or what, but I thought there'd be more people here. Anyway, there's a lot of big fancy houses, and then at the back just loads of residential sort of normal housing. That's what we'll call it, normal housing. Oh aye, Back Braes and Ferry Glen. There we go. Lots of stuff, that's where I am. So as you've seen on the drone, it goes all the way back here with houses. So we're basically just going to miss out all of this stuff. Sorry if you live in here, but it's too much, and we're just going to focus on this front bit. Okay, so South Queensferry has a population of around, wait a minute, 12,000. Someone was lying to me on the internet. And lies 10 miles northwest of Edinburgh city centre on the banks of the River Forth. St Margaret of Scotland is believed to have established a ferry at this point for pilgrims on their way to St Andrews. Well, I know that because I've done the Pilgrim's Way, so if you want to go and watch the Pilgrim's Way, you can watch me doing the Pilgrim's Way and learn some more about South Queensferry, North Queensferry, etc. and the crossing of the pilgrims. There were ferries at South Queensferry until 1964 when the Forth Road Bridge was opened. St Mary's Episcopal Church is the town's oldest building, dating from 1441, and is a rare example of a surviving church of the Carmelite Order of Friars. Lying by the Forth Rail Bridge, the Hawes dates from 17C and features in Robert Louis Stevenson's book Kidnapped. I'm glad I bumped into that thing, because I was telling you there's 1,000 people here, which, if you go on Wikipedia, will tell you, but Wikipedia's lying, because that sign says 12,000. 12,000. 1,000, 12,000. It seems more like 12,000. There's a high school here and everything. So, definitely 12,000. Brilliant. I love it here. Try to find our way back to the main part. Also, side note, I know why the internet told me it was 1,000, because I typed in North Queensferry. Now you see there's a theme going on here. But we now know that the population of North Queensferry is 1,050 and the population of South Queensferry is 12,000. There we go, all wrapped up. Oh, well, there's a bit of sporting prowess from around here. It says online Stephen Hendry and Callum Patterson. Callum Patterson, footballer. So there you go. It's a sporting town. You look over this bit, it really has that of another time feel. Stunning. And in the backgrounds we've got the road bridge and the Queensferry crossing, the newest instalment. That building is extremely old. Interesting thing that happens in South Queensferry that I've never seen, but I want to see, and I probably should get to see at some point in my life, is the Buryman. It says here, Queensferry hosts the strange annual procession of the Buryman during the ferry fair. This unique cultural event is over 300 years old and likely pagan in origin. The name Buryman almost certainly refers to the hooked fruits of the burdock plant, burrs, in which he is covered in, although some have suggested that as a corruption of the borough man, since the town is traditionally a royal borough. A local man is covered from head to toe in sticky burrs which adhere to undergarment coverings of his entire body, leaving only shoes, hands and 2 eye holes exposed. That sounds terrifying. Actually, I'll add a picture in now. On top of this layer, he wears a sash, flowers and a floral hat, and he grasps 2 staves. His ability to bend his arms or sit down is very restricted during the long day, and his progress is a slow walk from with frequent pauses. Okie dokie. You get the idea. That sounds cool for everyone else, but it sounds like a nightmare if you're the buryman. How do you become the buryman? Someone let me know. Someone will let me know. Anyway, we've stumbled into the community garden. I remember this place. I love that. I absolutely love that. And then you've got this wee standing space where you can see the bridge, trains going over it. Wow. I'd be a proud member of the community if I lived here too. And then just on this side you've got like a wild grow area as well. All angles and areas covered here. The sunniest of evenings has turned into a little bit soggy. It's starting to rain out of nowhere. But it's good for my plants at home in my garden, so I'm not too unhappy about it. A little bit more rain, please. So here's the burial ground. I've got a feeling it's going to be locked. Yeah, there's some old burial ground in there. It'd be nice to get in, but all the gravestones will be falling over. Actually, I can see them falling over. We're about to come out on the main road. The Forthbridge. The Forthbridge is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I know that. It's a world famous bridge, I know that. It's like a seesaw, I didn't know that. The Forthbridge held the record at 521 metres as the world's longest single-span cantilever bridge from 1889 until 1917. Yeah, it was taken over by one in Canada, I can't remember where. And there it is. Just imagine the pilgrims turning up here thinking, bugger, I need to get to St Andrews and there's all this water in the way. What am I going to do? And then St Margaret comes and taps you on the shoulder and goes, oh, hello, young man. I offer you a safe crossing over the Forth. And he's like, ah, sweet, let's go, pilgrimage on. And there you go. That's the story of St Margaret. Along with the buryman tradition, they also have the Looney Duke tradition at New Year. Apparently it started a couple of guys in 1986 joking, suggesting let's jump in the water on New Year's Day to sort our hangover, and now hundreds of people turn up to this wee bit put on by a Rocco Pier, which I think that's that fancy pants bit looking over, or this one up here. Anyway, that aside, they put on the Looney Duke and everyone runs in the water. Cold, chilly. Hey, I can go along here and just stand on the dock, or go back up the high street here and see if we can do some more learnings and wrap this up before the rain comes down good. I can smell takeaway food, chips. And the Queen's spice, I can smell the Queen's spice. What's this? The Bellstain bird perches on a bell on the wall of the house at the bottom of the Bellstain Square. Residents at this end of the town are known as Bellstain birds. The name is a mystery. Was it a stone on which the bell rung to open the market? Rested? Question mark. Oh aye, there's a football team, the Belstane Birds, founded in 1882. The club survived for less than a decade, although it made the Scottish Cup. The game attracted crowds of 1,000 despite having to climb over a wall, and the pitch had holes in it. There's the birds there. Unbelievable. So there you go, people in South Queensferry are the Belstane Birds. Nice to know. Oh aye. There it's there, there's the bell. This is the Belstane area. Coverander Lane, Belstane Dental Care, there's the Belstane Bird, 1879. An owl on a bell. That's pretty cool. There's loads of little things. You could come here 1,000 times and find something different every time. We mermaids. You got to be careful with mermaids. If you see one, just cover your ears because they'll have you, like, they'll have you good. Let's go down here. This is cool. What's this? Is this a shop? A sweet shop. Oh, it is, it's here. It's shut though, because it's night time. There's a wee boat. Oh, aye. This church is familiar too. I think I came in here, had a wee walk around. There's so much more to South Queensferry. So much to see. So much more than you think there is. You could really spend a whole day here exploring it. So if you are a tourist, make sure you give yourself plenty of time. So, I've just read that this here is St Mary's Episcopal Church, also known as the Priory Church, and is the town's oldest building, built for the Order of Friars in the 1450s, like we learned earlier. But here we are, standing right outside it. South Queensferry is an incredibly historical place. I almost feel lost in the history here. And I think you can be overwhelmed with the dramatic views of looking over at Fife and the bridges, but wow, when you look around and just look at the like fine details, your mind will be blown. There we go, here's another sign, the Banks. Until about 1812, the natural jetty formed by these rocks was a regular landing place for the Queensferry, so named since Margaret, second wife of Malcolm Canmore, King of Scots from 1058 to 1093, endowed ships for the free passage of pilgrims and the poor, and hostels for them on either shore. It may be assumed that she used the ferry herself when going between Dunfermline and Edinburgh Castle. The Banks, so this is where they would have set off, not the bit I was talking about earlier, here. Wow, the ferry. St Margaret's Ferry. I wonder if she could imagine what it would look like today with the bridges, transporting train and car. It's crazy because we take it for granted, but I take it for granted. I just came over here in 10 minutes on the car, whip over the bridge, here I am. But not so easy back in the olden days. I say the olden days because I can't mind exactly the dates, but you know what I mean. And there's the oldest building right there, directly opposite the Banks. It's getting a bit cold now. And how could you forget that the Germans tried to bomb the bridge? How could I forget? I mean, of course they missed, thankfully. I mean, it's a big bridge, but I think from the sky it's a hard target to hit. But yeah, all the World War II history, because this area with the dockyard over at Rosyth, these bridge links being so important for the British Army, bringing troops from the Highlands south, bringing resources south, whatever we needed to do. The bridges were an important part of Britain holding its shit together, I guess, Germans tried to bomb it, missed. We win the war. Bob's your uncle, happy days. The Euros are in Germany 2024. Right, can I get out this way? Is this a garden? I feel like I have... Nope, that's like a secret beach that someone's got for themselves. There's the South Queensferry Police Station, keeping the residents safe from the local Neds. Look how beautiful this high street is. One thing that's changed since the last time I was here is this road used to be a nightmare coming along because it's so narrow, and they finally decided to make it one way. Hallelujah, because honestly, look how narrow it gets here. So that's a good positive sign from South Queensferry. Narrow cobblestones. There's the Black House. It's now about 9 o'clock at night and it's just perfectly peaceful here. This, all the different coloured houses mixed with the cobblestones, the old-fashioned lampposts. It really is a special place along here, and I think I've said it before in the other times I've been here, but it doesn't feel quite like Scotland. It doesn't. It has a sort of, I don't know. There's the Golden Barber next to the Golden Shower. Right, I'm almost back where I started. I'll be concluding this up very soon. So if you've got this far in the episode, thanks. You should probably like and subscribe. Please, that'd be kind. Get more subscribers, get more viewers, get more Gingerman episodes. Here is the South Queensferry monster. It was designed by the pupils from several local primary schools and created by the artist Debbie Ryan in 2015. I'm a delicate creature, so please don't sit on my humps, my lovely monster lumps, as this will hurt me and it costs a lot to make me better again. I love how they've really given this mosaic monster a really soft emotional side. What a beautiful contribution to the place, and it really sums up South Queensferry. The community have done some amazing stuff around here, incredible. I'm a bit jealous I didn't live here. I'm over the water in Rosyth. We got lots of cool stuff too, but just a little bit more here because it's got the tourist factor. That's what does it. It's the tourist money, isn't it? This is the beauty of Scotland. We got lots of fresh, beautiful water. Ah, too much. I swear, I thought that said human centipede for a second. I'm glad South Queensferry don't have a human centipede information sign. I do apologise about the exhaust on that annoying car. That's just part of the Ned culture that exists around places. People like to go around driving noisy cars. Look at this picture here. of the Forth during World War One. What a terrifying sight that would be. Now look at it. Right, I've had to come back to my car to end the episode. I was going to do it nice bit walking along the front there with the bridge in the background, but I swear I've never seen so many people just sitting in their cars. It appears that this is some sort of Ned gathering spot, I believe, and there's a lot of noisy cars as well. There's another one going past. It's endless. So, yeah, beautiful place. This is maybe just a sad thing. I don't know how the local residents feel about the noisy cars and stuff and gatherings here. There's a lot of rubbish, the bins are full. That's the only disappointing thing of the day. You get loads of peace if you go up the back into the bushes. There's so much to see here, so much to do. But there is, with lots of good and lots of people coming in, it does bring negativity too. But this is still a beautiful place with so much history. And I can see why people sit in their cars actually, because it's actually a cracking view. I feel like there's some sort of race going on. Anyway, I'm going to get heading off home now because it's about 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. I've got Angus to walk and I'm going to get to my bed because I've got some unicorn gardens to do tomorrow. So, North Queensferry, actually, I mean, so, South Queensferry, thanks for having me. It's been a glorious evening and I might be back again to film again, might not. It's been fun. Peace.
Well, it was a lovely to see you. It's the end of the show. Bring on tomorrow. Where shall we go? Where shall we go? Say goodnight to the Gingerman. One last ice cream for the bearded man. Pistachio